Literally the move from hell. Like, it was a lot. Turns out we had 2 tires that needed to be replaced, and the hotel has no power. But it explodes in his car, like everywhere. There's just like beer cans spilled everywhere. There was drywall missing in the the hallways. So they were saying it was in a bush in Trader Joe's. So he's like, did somebody steal my phone? Hello, you guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another girl talk. Get ready with me. I'm so excited. I haven't sat down and filmed one of these in a hot minute, and we're finally in the new space in Illinois, and I want to talk to you guys all about the move and the process of driving cross country from Texas to Illinois, because everything that could go wrong went wrong. We're going to talk about it, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the funny parts of it, but also the parts where I came to a harsh realization that how I show up is really, really important, and how I work through those tough times is something I need to work on. So we're gonna talk about all of that, but let's start with what's on my face. As always, these videos, super casual. All the products are linked down below. This is not a makeup tutorial, in case you were curious to know, because it's just a fun way for me to catch up with you guys. So starting with, I have the Tula Vitamin C Serum on my face, and then I have the Versed Dew Point Moisturizing Gel Cream. I've been using more water-based lotions on my face because I feel like my skin just is lacking that humidity that Dallas used to bring for me. So got that on my skin, been trying that out. I like it. It's lightweight, but I feel like it's hydrating. And then I have the Kiehl's Avocado Eye Cream on, and then I'm going to be using this primer by Bliss, which is the, it's kind of like if a sunscreen had a baby with the Professional. So I'm gonna use this. I've never actually used this under my makeup. I've only ever used it by itself. It's very thick, it's very primer feeling, so I'm curious to see if it pills underneath my makeup or anything like that. So I'm gonna try this out today. So like I said, literally everything that could go wrong on this move went wrong. All right, while I'm applying this primer, I want to talk to you guys about the sponsor of today's video, which is BetterHelp. You guys know I've worked with them in the past. They really helped me process through, or their program really helped me process through the loss of my mom. And I'm still nowhere near like completely processed through it, but I feel like talking to somebody is super important, and that is where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp is a customized online therapy that offers either video or phone, or you can even chat with your therapist. The best thing about it is they have a broad range of expertise. They have over 20,000 therapists that continues to grow. So if you can't find a therapist in your specific area that meets your needs, BetterHelp is bound to find somebody that'll help you out. You just take a questionnaire, you fill it out, and then you'll get matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Then you go ahead and schedule secure video or phone sessions, plus you can exchange unlimited messaging, which I already said is my favorite part, and it's completely confidential, everything that you share. You can also request a new therapist at any time with no additional charge. So go ahead and join the 2 million plus people who have already taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. So like I said, I have personally worked with BetterHelp when I was freshly dealing with the loss of my mom, and I felt like their therapy, the accessibility to the therapy, and the fact that you can call and or video or chat is so amazing. I think that mental health looks so different in so many different ways, and I love the fact that therapy has evolved with our needs. So I absolutely love that. So if you need help dealing with anything that's going on in your life, anxiety, depression, just feeling alone and feeling like you want to work on bettering yourself, better understanding yourself, go ahead and check out the links in the description box down below. BetterHelp, BetterHelp/Kelly's Life to get 10% off your first month. So go ahead and check the links down below, and let's go ahead and get into the rest of the video. So I have my sunscreen all on my face. I feel like it's set enough. I feel like this sunscreen is just kind of thick, so I have to keep that in mind. Anyways, so we are Friday night, or we get the U-Haul on Friday, After our pod had already been picked up, we did a pod and all that. If you guys want to like keep up, I guess, in more real time, I do have a vlog channel. If you don't know, I will link it down below if you're curious to check it out. But I did also do like a packing filming vlog. But anyways, we got a pod. We did the pod, but it would already ship off. So then we also had to get a U-Haul because we didn't have enough stuff or room for all of our stuff. So we get the U-Haul on Friday. It's like Scott took the day off, so we're just like packing, getting all that stuff pretty much wrapped up. We have dinner plans that night with Scott's mom and brother. And so we were trying to get everything done so that we could obviously make it to time on dinner. And we're getting ready to go to dinner, and Scott realizes that our U-Haul has a flat tire, the trailer. So we got it all loaded up and we're like, oh, cool, great. So then Scott's on the phone with customer service trying to figure out, okay, what the heck are we gonna do? Thankfully, they have an amazing customer service. Honestly, I was really impressed because I was like, great, we're gonna have to bring it back. We've already loaded it up. But no, they sent out a technician to go ahead and check our tires. Turns out we had 2 tires that needed to be replaced. So really happy. In hindsight, really happy that that happened before we started the move, right? Because goodness, that would have been terrible on the side of the highway. So anyways, that's happening. Saturday we wake up. We loaded as much as we could on Friday. Saturday we wake up and it's go time. Like we planned to leave Saturday around, I think we planned to leave around like 11 or 12. Nothing like super early. Scott's dad and stepmom came over and brought us like breakfast, or brought us brunch, and we just hung out with them for a little while, and they hung out with Arlo so that we could get some packing done and like cleaning done or whatever. So we're definitely nowhere near where we need to be. I don't think we left the house until after 2 o'clock, maybe 1:30 or something like that. It was hectic. Arlo had shown signs of getting a cold, like just a runny nose sort of thing. Nothing crazy, but was just like runny nose and just overly active 2-year-old, right? So we were trying everything we could to keep him occupied, but we still had to fix everything, paint the house, not paint it, but like touch up paint, and then I had to clean, and I had everything planned out with what I was gonna need to clean. And then I realized my robot vacuum and mop thing that I love so much that I was gonna do on the floors while we were like about to leave, doesn't work without Wi-Fi. And so I had already taken the Wi-Fi out. So I didn't have a broom or a freaking mop. So my Dyson vacuum, I love it to death, but it dies so fast. So I would charge it, and like it would run for like a couple minutes and then it would die again. So I was like doing that, which took just so much time out of our life. But anyways, that happened, and then I had no mop. So thankfully a neighbor let us borrow a mop so that we could mop the floor. So that happened, and yeah. Then we get on the road. We are like halfway down the road, or like maybe like, I don't know, halfway. We had planned to stop in Arkansas Hot Springs, Arkansas, I think. Well, like outside of it, I don't know. Scott picked it. Anyways, it was right on the lake. It was beautiful. He got a place with a pool, and it was like a really nice place. He like spent way too much on this room. I was like, that's a lot. And he's like, I know, but I just want to stay in nice places because, you know, whatever, we're gonna be driving a ton and it'll be fun to like be able to enjoy the mornings and whatnot. So anyways, we are like halfway to Arkansas, and then my tire light comes on, and I'm like, cool, do I have a flat tire? So we pull over, and I didn't have one of those tire pressure things, so I had to go get one of those to make sure that, you know, my tires were okay. And in fact, they were just all low. I think it was just the heat or something, I don't actually know, but they were all low, so we just stopped, filled them up, all good to go. But I did have a nail in my tire, but it's like there, it's not like leaking or anything. So that happened. Okay, so we get to our spot and in Arkansas, and Scott goes in, and I'm hanging out with Arlo and Winnie, and we're just like walking the dog outside. He comes back and he goes, "You're never gonna believe this." And I'm like, what? He's like, so they're doing rolling blackouts in Arkansas, and they can't check us in, and the hotel has no power. And I'm like, cool. they're like, and this, I think it's like 6 o'clock. And she's like, he said she told him that the power is planned to be on by 8:30, so just go do something until 8:30 and come back. We're like, okay, we're exhausted. We don't really want to do anything. It's so hot. Like, it is such a hot day, and I am wearing like a sweatshirt. I don't know why, and I had a bra on underneath. So I was sweating bullets. We like hung out for a little while, and then we're like, okay, let's go find some food because we're kind of cranky. This sucks, but we're just dealing with it, right? And so anyways, we're driving around trying to find something to eat because everything has no power. So I'm trying to call. I have no service in this whole town. I have no idea why I have zero service. Neither Scott or I have service. We have AT&T. I don't know if AT&T does not work in Arkansas, the place we were in, but we had no service. So I was like trying to call, and obviously I assumed if they didn't answer their phone, if I could get through it all, that they didn't have power as well. So we're driving around trying to find food to eat at. We stop at this one place that was right on the water that looked really cool, but it had a line of like 100 people. So we're like, that would be cool if Arlo wasn't, you know, really kind of melting down, and we had a dog in the car. That was a whole nother thing we had to think about. We couldn't leave Winnie in the car to eat. So we're driving around trying to find a couple places, and every place has a wait or will not allow us to sit on the like patio with a dog. So we're like, okay. So we finally find this one like burger place that is open and get in the drive-through line and order burgers. And we're like, okay, it's getting close to, you know, I think it was past 8:30 at this point. So we head back to the hotel. Or we ate our burgers in the hotel parking lot. Literally, we're in the hotel parking lot. It does not look good. Like, there's no lights on. Let's just put it that way. People are like with their flashlights in their rooms. And I'm kind of like, well, I'm kind of glad we didn't check in because it would suck to just be in a room with no power and hot as heck. But anyways, so we're like in there and we go back into the hotel and she's like, yeah, I don't know, like, I don't know if we're gonna get power tonight. And she's like, basically, you can go try to find a new hotel. We'll probably be able to like comp your room, but you'll have to talk to customer service. So we're like, okay. So we're in 2 different cars because Scott had to pull a U-Haul trailer behind his. So we're like driving to the next hotel. I'm like, okay, well, I saw a couple down the road. Let's just go and see if we can get into any of them, like if they have power. So we go up to, I think we went to a total of 3 hotels and they were all booked. They had power, but completely booked. I don't think I've ever seen a completely booked hotel that wasn't like in Vegas or like for an event or something. Like I was like, how? But apparently this town is very like everybody comes in the summer and like does their boats or whatever. So we're like, it's 9:30 at this point, exhausted, and we go into this hotel. We had to like, Scott went into the hotel. We had no Wi-Fi, so we couldn't like search or call beforehand. So that's why we were just like literally driving around. And so we're at the 3rd hotel and Scott's like, I can't believe it. They don't have rooms either. They're completely sold out. And so he's like, okay. I'm like, all right, well, what do you think we should do? And he's like, well, I talked to the guy at the hotel. He said the nearest hotel is going to be a half-an-hour drive back towards the way that you came, so away from, taking out a half an hour away from the trip we had already done, or an hour towards Little Rock, I think, drive. And it was already 9:30 at that point, and we were exhausted. And so we were like deciding what to do. So Scott goes back into the hotel and he's like, okay, dude, can I borrow your Wi-Fi just to like book a hotel? Like, cause I don't want to like have the same thing happen. And so while Scott's in there, he's about to push the book set thing. I'll insert a clip of like my real mental breakdown right here. Okay.
Trying to stay so positive, you guys. This has been, okay. It is 9:30. We got to Arkansas. First of all, like we had a last night, the tire in our U-Haul, while we were loading it, we had a flat tire. So then they had to come out and fix both of our tires, no big deal. This morning, we had a lot more work than we thought we did, so we didn't leave until like 2, I think. Get to Arkansas Hot Springs, at 7, a little bit before 7. First of all, I had tire issues too. I had to fill up all my tires because he kept saying I was low, and I have a nail in one of them. Love that for me. And anyways, we get to Hot Springs and Scott comes out of the car and is like, you're not gonna believe it, but they're doing rolling blackouts. So they were like, oh, we'll have the power up by 8:30. No, it's not coming back on. It's 9:30 and we've gone to probably 5. I know, Ilo. We've gone to probably 5 hotels, and we finally found a place to eat, first of all, because there was nothing to eat, because we have Winnie too, so we can't go into any restaurants. Granted, there was only like 2 restaurants available anyways, and they were very long waits. And so we I've been driving around to hotels because neither one of us has service, either 0 service. So we can't look up or call to see if anything is available, but everyone is sold out because of these rolling blackouts. And Scott went in to talk to the guy and was like, hey, just where should we go? And he's like, you can backtrack an hour or half an hour to Arkadelphia. I don't remember what it's called. But it's that is such not a good option. He's like, because if you head north, which is where you want to go, you're gonna just hit country for the next hour. And I'm just like, so that'll put us there not until 11, honestly, by the time we even remotely get settled in. So I don't know. I have stayed positive up until this moment because I didn't think that we wouldn't be able to find a hotel room. And it's you drop your blanket. Got it. Okay. Arlo hasn't had a proper meal and hasn't run around very much. It's just, this is 1000% not what I thought it was gonna be but I try, like I said, I really try to roll with the punches, and up until right now am I feeling very defeated, because when he tells me I have to go backwards 30 minutes or forwards over an hour to hopefully get something because we can't get service in order to call. Help me. We're gonna be fine. That's okay. We'll get to sleep in tomorrow. It's not the end of the world. We'll figure it out. Right, Arlo?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll check in with you guys later.
Anyways, while Scott's about to book the room, he goes, hey, so I just got off the front desk guy goes, hey, I just got off the phone with my manager, and turns out we do have a room. They were fixing something with the baseboard, but he's like, I'm pretty sure they fixed it, but nobody's had a chance to go check it yet. That's why it hasn't shown up in my system. But my manager said, you're good to stay there if you don't mind. And we're like, no, we don't mind. So thankfully, it was the last hotel room.
God bless you. Did Daddy just come back with the best news ever? Do we have a hotel room? Here. He said, I guess the guy said that there was a maintenance on a room that's unavailable, but it was literally a baseboard issue. So, Arlo, you sneezed all over the bag. So we get to stay here. Yes, you did poop in the bathtub, and it was disgusting. You ready to go inside? Hallelujah!
Yeah!
Oh my God, thank God. It's 9:45.
So we get up, it's perfect. It's it was nice, no issues at all. And so I was like, thank goodness. And so here's the clip of me finding out that we got the hotel room. Those are the only 2 clips that I filmed the entire time. Stress. And then, yeah, we were just so grateful that that room was available and we didn't have to drive forwards or backwards because we were exhausted. So that was the first night of complete chaos, which was just that, complete chaos. So anyways, we are driving our second day trying to get towards, we wake up, everything is good. Oh no, it wasn't good. Okay, so we get into the parking lot and Scott's rearranging the U-Haul because the grill had fallen over. And while he was doing that, he was tying things down, so that took a while. And then he goes to grab like an energy drink or something out of the cooler, and one of his beers, literally, he wasn't drinking the beer, but it explodes in his car, like everywhere, beer everywhere. I just see him like throw this beer can down with like anger, and I'm just like, oh goodness. And I was just like, why are you trying to drink a beer in the morning? And then he told me the story, but that was bad. So anyways, then we get all that loaded up and we're like doing really well, driving well, Arlo's doing well, Winnie's doing well, everything's okay for the second day. So we get to like a gas station halfway through where we want to stop. We want to stop before St. Louis, Missouri. And so we're at a gas station and Scott's like not using his own GPS, which stresses me out if somebody's following you, and like, I don't know, it was just stressful, okay? And so we're at the gas station and I'm like getting tired. It's getting towards the end of that day and I'm like, okay, I want to just find a place. And he hadn't booked a place, and the last thing I wanted to happen was the exact thing that happened to us the day before, right? Like where everything's just booked out. And I knew I didn't want to stay in the city. So I like really quickly, while we're at the gas station, he's on the phone with his cousin, and I just like super quickly pick a hotel. Was not paying attention to really much of anything because there were no choices. Like it was like, take this or don't, right? Before the city. So I booked this hotel and I was like, okay, cool. You know, we're good. Let's just go there. We're 2.5 hours out. So I'm just like thinking, yes, home stretch. Like there's some food around there, so we won't have to go too far. It's gonna be great. We get to the hotel. It literally was the worst hotel I think I've ever seen in my life. We get in the elevator, and there's just like beer cans spilled everywhere. There was drywall missing in the like the hallways. It smelled really, really terrible. I don't even know what kind of hotel this was. Like I said, was not paying attention at all. And so, also they don't allow dogs. So I'm like, okay, we were just gonna like sneak Winnie in. Sorry, not sorry. But we get, up to the room. First of all, it smelled entirely like cigarette smoke, which was not good. It was humid and like damp in there. It was really gross. I'm not trying to sound bougie, but it was bad. And then the bed looked like it like had like sunken in the middle. Scott said it looked like 2 people died there and they just left their bodies there for like overdosed and left their bodies there for like a month and then finally took them out. Anyway, it was bad. So here I am just like, Scott said something and it just like sent me off. Like I was like, fine, if you don't like it, then let's go someplace else. I don't even care, da 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 da. And I just like went off. When in reality, myself, I did not want to stay there either. But when you're in a mood and somebody just like ignites your spark, you're gone, you know? And so I was like, fine, if you're not happy here, let's not stay here. And he's like, are you happy here? And I'm like, I'm just tired. So we get in the parking lot and we look for another, like I was so upset that I didn't even go in and ask for a refund. Like I was just like, whatever, I don't even care. So we get in the car, we find another one that's probably like a half an hour away. Drive, it's like right outside of St. Louis. So drive there, it was fine, walked, go get dinner, everything was good with that place. Stressful. Anyway, woke up, everything was fine. We laughed about it at dinner that night, about how I was just very kind of cranky. And he's like, would you have literally stayed there? And I'm like, I don't even know. Probably not. I did not feel safe. So anyways, we're like on our home stretch when we get to Chicago and everything is good and we make it here and we're unloading the U-Haul. We make it here with plenty of time to spare. I like that setting spray. We make it with plenty of time to spare, so we're unpacking the U-Haul, getting things kind of organized, and getting like the bare minimum set up for us to like sleep that night, right? And we like decide, okay, it's time for dinner. So we are like trying to leave the house and Scott can't find his phone. So we're like, oh, well, it's here somewhere. Like, you didn't go anywhere, right? So let's just go get dinner. Like, we're hungry, we're tired. Let's just go get dinner. So we go to get dinner. We went to this like ale house place. I don't know, it's like kind of like an Applebee's, whatever. So I had to pull a U-turn because we had passed the place and then we just decided to like go back and go there. So I pulled this U-turn, we pull into the restaurant, all is well. We were able to laugh about the craziness that's happened. And then we get home and Scott's like trying to find his phone, still can't find it, like charged his Apple Watch so he could like ping it. And his Apple Watch is saying it's not here. So we're like, what the frick? So then he logs onto my phone and does like find my iPhone and finds out that it's like not at home, okay? So he had placed it on the hood of my car or the trunk of my car or something on my car, and when I did the U-turn, it landed in the middle of the road. So Find My iPhone wasn't just saying it was in the middle of the road though, they were saying it was in a bush in Trader Joe's. So he's like, did somebody steal my phone? Da 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 da. And then it turns out he like watched it get ran over. Like, it happened when I made that U-turn. He watched it get run over like 5 times before he got it in the middle of the road. The phone was still working. Like the whole like front of it was shattered and like bad. So we had to get a new one, but it was still functioning. Oh my God, I don't know. But we had just like a night where it was really, he came back and he unleashed all the feelings, we both did, and I think it just can be sometimes hard to hear your partner being unhappy with certain situations because you want to fix it, right? And so you want to make them not feel like this whole thing was a mistake and we should have never moved and this is like just one thing after another and da 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 da. It's kind of hard to like hear that, right? Because you're like, I don't know. For me, it's really hard. Anyway, so that was that. So we had flat tires in our U-Haul. I had soft tires. We went into the only town in Arkansas that lost power. Couldn't find a hotel room. What else happened after that? Oh, rented the like world's worst hotel room. And then Scott broke his phone. And then both Arlo and I got sick, so we had to go to urgent care before his daycare because wanted to make sure he wasn't like sick. I got super sick and then got hit with allergies. Oh, what else happened? Can't remember, you guys. It was just literally the move from hell. Like, it was a lot. But I think at the end of the day, Scott and I both looked back at that situation. We were like, how we showed up was not the best for ourselves, for each other, and also as the parent of Arlo's. And how are we going to be better? How are we going to improve? Because at the end of the day, this was obviously a very tough, out of the normal situation that we went through. Like, it's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, a lot of everything, and things just seem to continue to go wrong. But life is always going to be like that. And the only thing you can do is look back at that situation and learn from it and figure out how can we do better. Like when Scott was frustrated and didn't think everything would fit in the U-Haul or we would get everything done, he just like shut down, and I felt like I couldn't help, and just, I don't know, I felt helpless and I wanted to be there for my partner. And then when I get upset, I do the complete opposite, where I just like blow my lid like I'm a dang kettle. So we both realized that our communication skills are not where they need to be, and it's okay to understand that, and that's the first step in wanting to get better. We both love each other, so what can we do? And that's where I really feel like BetterHelp comes into play, where you can talk to somebody and learn coping mechanisms to deal with your stress, your pressure, your anxiety, whichever way it takes form. Because I know for me, when I go through stressful things after losing my mom and not being able to call her and talk to her, it continues to make things more amplified and more difficult for me to control, because I explode. When you keep pushing problems down and down and down, it's going to come somewhere. It's going to come out somewhere. So I don't know, I feel like everyone can admit that during certain situations, like, we can all gain better ways to look in and figure out how we could have dealt with that situation better, so that when another situation, it's never going to be the exact same, but when a situation arrives similar to that, you know how to deal with it in a much more, I don't know, better way. So I don't know, that's where I have found BetterHelp to fit into my life personally. So that's gonna wrap up my story time, move from hell situation. Girl talk, get ready with me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Understand why, in fact, I did not vlog, because I was under no, I had no business filming when I was going through all that, okay? So again, thank you, big thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. Like I said, all the links will be down below, betterhelp.com/Kelly's Life. You can save 10% off your first month. I absolutely love working with them, and don't wait until it's too late and you like are just in a really bad place. It's never too soon to talk to somebody and learn coping mechanisms to make your life better, your mental health better. So I love you guys so much, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.